Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the America Guns and Freedom Podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just an open conversation between me and my viewers. It's a place you can come every day and ask me any question you want, suggest any topic you want, and I'll try my best to address it. Doesn't have to be gun related. But more importantly, it's a place where you can come every day and talk with like-minded individuals about common interest. That's what the live chat is there for. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves. You can ignore me all you want. But like I said, if you do want to ask me questions or get my opinions on things, that's why I'm here. That's why we're here every day. So pay attention to the live chat, participate in the live chat. And if you got any questions for me, send them on over. You can put them in the live chat. Just make sure to put out the Yankee Marshal in front of them. You can also send it to my email, shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com. That's free. It's easy. And you can include pictures we can share with the group, like a little show and tell. So please do so. I like to start the chat by reading the names of people who have bought merchandise in the last 24 hours. And today I'm going to make sure it's actual people who bought merchandise. Last night I read someone who it was from the day before. I didn't notice. But we got Don N. Lee. He bought the funny bear themed I support the right to arm bears shirt. So he supported our regular program. So thanks to him for that. And then we got Jeff Patterson. And I don't know why he bought multiple colors of the same shirt, but he got the Guns Don't Kill People shirt, especially not 9mm guns. It's brought to you by the good people at the Save the 40s Foundation. He bought multiple colors of that for some reason. So he supported our regular programs today too. We didn't get anything to support Toy Guns for Tots today. Today has been a dry day for Toy Guns for Tots, as was yesterday. So if you haven't donated to Toy Guns for Tots yet, go on over to my website. We're desperately in need. We're 2/3 of the way through, and we're barely half of what we had last year. So go on over to my website, TYMPpistolproject.com. I'll show it here on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Once you get over there, you'll see the first thing at the top of the page is the Toy Guns for Tots blurb here, where it's got information on Toy Guns for Tots. It's got pictures from our hauls from previous years, and you can donate right there. And if you donate, you will be in the running for the grand prize and some other prizes. The grand prize is now known. It's going to be a 590 retrograde shotgun. I got the extra stock right here today. The extra stock is going to be engraved with the Toy Guns for Tots 2025 winner logo there. So feel free to get yourself registered to win that. Also, you can enter the drawing by buying merchandise by going down here a little lower on the page. Click here for full merch. And on the top of that page there's a store for Toy Guns for Tots 2025. Any item you buy from in here, any item comes with an entry into the drawing. So you're basically getting the item for less than cost. We're donating the rest of it to Toy Guns for Tots. And there's even an ornament and a mug over here that you can give to other people. So stock up on those. Have a few of them around to give out. You got an office party. You're going to be giving something away to someone for Christmas. You know, you got that $25 limit. Get you a mug or an ornament. Give it to them. And let them know that a kid in need this year got a toy gun for Christmas in their name. And that way they get the joy of knowing that, and you get the joy of having an entry into the drawing. You can also, when you're over there at the page, you can just do the normal stuff. You can enter into the drawings, which we have some new stuff coming soon on that. You can become a Subscribe Star member. You can become a Patreon member. You can apply to be a TYMPP beneficiary, or you can nominate a veteran for Handguns for Heroes. And I paid for the guns, so they're on their way. So we'll be making those pretty soon. So that's how you can help out the channel if you want to. But most importantly, go over and help Toy Guns for Tots. We are really behind this year. And I know the money ain't going to go as far this year as it did last, because things are even more expensive now than last year. But like I said, that's how you can help. With that being said, let's get over to the questions. Let me see if there are any over here. Let's see. Today we got Brian Price donated to Toy Guns for Tots. He was the first person to donate to Toy Guns for Tots today. We'd had a really dry run for the last 24 hours. And then we got, I got some cousins named Price. Darren, Jamie. Well, Jamie's not, his name's not Price anymore. But Darren, Jamie, Stephen. or Stevie. I always call him Stevie. Everybody says his name's Steve. I'm like, to me, he's still Stevie. Just like how my little brother is still little Bobby. He'll be like, my name is Robert. And I'll be like, your name's little Bobby. And then I just have to raise my fist. And like, I trained them well when they were little. Dale Rickety said because he ain't been around lately, he donated to the Pets and Vets. He ain't dead. He's been missing in action, but he ain't dead. That's a plus, I guess. Also, we got Salvador Verga chimed in and says, Yankee, I can't decide on my firearm. Should I get a lever action, a revolver? I own one revolver and no lever action. Well, you don't necessarily need lever actions. You need revolvers. What revolver do you got? If you've got like a 357 or a small revolver, get a bigger revolver, like an 8-shot revolver, 357 if you've got a 5. Or if you've got a decent size 357, get you a little J-frame size 357. Or get you a 44 Magnum. Or better yet, go all the way and get you a 454 Casull Super Red Hawk Alaskan. But, lever action is good too. But you don't need lever action. You need revolvers. You only got one. One don't count as any. One is none, remember? Let's see here. But that's what I would say, another revolver. You can never. I still need more revolvers. And I've got revolvers, but I need more. Let's see here. Sean Bain chimed in and said, Haul Phil. I think he means hail, but he wrote haul, which I would take to mean carry Phil around. You know how that's what we say back in West Virginia. Would you carry me to the store? No, but I'll drive you. My uncles were so funny. But he said haul Phil, but I think he means hail. You don't want to haul Phil. He's big and he's heavy. Christian Carlson chimed in and said, can you engrave the knife when I win with 38 Super is the best, but without adding, just kidding? No, I cannot. I have to have a certain level of credibility. If anybody ever saw I did that, I'd never have any credibility again in the gun community. Zachary Pack chimed in. Zachary Pack. He said, I love knives. Well, don't we all? I like knives. I collected knives long before I ever collected guns. I mean, I was a little weirdo when I was a young kid. I mean, I remember my uncle made fun of me one time because I was walking around. I had a fixed blade, like a Bowie knife on my hip. And I had a multi-use knife clipped on my belt. And I also had a buck knife on my belt. And he's like, how many fucking knives do you need? And I'm like, well, I'm going out into the woods. I need my Bowie to cut stuff down. I need this knife because it's got things like spoon and a fork. It was like one of those, and it's got scissors and everything. And then you just need a pocket knife just in case. I always have my pocket knife. So, or it's not a pocket knife, it's a belt knife. It was one of those buck knives in the little case, which we used to be able to wear to school if we didn't open the case. If the teacher or the principal saw your case open or saw you open your case during the day, you'd get suspended. But if you left it closed, they didn't even care. And you couldn't take your skull out of your back pocket. It could be visible. You could see the ring, but you couldn't take it. And the reason they let you keep your skull in your pocket is because this was junior high and high school, is because they knew some of you were addicted to it. And 2, even if you took it out of your pocket, you saw the ring, so you knew it was there. So you might as well just keep it in your pocket and not use it. That was Zachary Pike, by the way. Jason Thompson chimed in and said, sent lots of emails. Can you please share the picture I sent you? No, I'm not sharing pictures you send. They are gross. I did see the emails. I've read a couple of them so far. Not all of them. I saved some for tonight. That was Officer Tater Hater. Now Zachary Pike weighed in again and said, oh, it was a Toy Guns for Tots donation. He weighed in over at Toy Guns for at TYMPpistolproject.com, weighed in on Toy Guns for Tots. He donated to Toy Guns for Tots. And then we got James Gibson. Do you know why I can't send a super chat but can give a subscription to someone? I do not know. I have no idea. Maybe it's because you're Fern. I don't want to hear what you Ferners got to say over there in the Europe. MWA chimed in also and said, bless me, Phil, for I have sinned. I have had impure thoughts about a couch. JD Vance? But who hadn't had impure thoughts about a couch at one point in time or another? It's just natural. As long as that couch is of age, what's the problem? Officer Tater Hater donated to Toy Guns for Tots. And then Michael Rogana did a really nice donation to Toy Guns for Tots. What he didn't say nothing. He just said Toy Guns for Tots because he donated through the website. But thanks to Michael Rogana, made the day a little nicer. Per Gustafsson donated and said, I was looking at a Ruger 2245 at the gun store today. I might go get it next. It's gun shop. I don't like when people say gun store. Don't sound right. It's gun shop, not gun store. I'm going to the gun store. No, it's the gun shop. Like you don't say the bait store, you say the bait shop. Same thing with guns. He said, was looking at a Ruger 2245 at the gun store today. Might go get it next week. The 2245s are probably my favorite 22. I like them. They're cool. Now, I did like that little tiny 22 I had from Beretta, but, I gave that away. So, but I'd go get it. I'd definitely say, yeah. I want one of those ones that are really fancied up. And they got the weird little cocking thing on the back, and they look like a space gun. They're 2245s, but they've been done up real fancy. I want one of them. Get me one of them while you're there. That was Per Gustafsson. Then Dale Rickety. I think he hit the button too fast because he then made a nice donation. He made a $1 donation, but then he made a nice donation. Well, not that $1 is not nice. I love $1 donations. If anybody wants to make them, go make them. I won't. You can make 100 of them. I don't care. But he also made a donation again, and this time didn't hit the button so fast, to Toy Guns for Tots. That technology is confusing for these old guys. They don't always get it right. I never opened my soda. Let me open my soda. Let me get going here. I think that's it for the super chats through PayPal. So let me go over and get the ones that are entered into the mini knife drawing, and then we'll get to the emails. Then we'll get to the live chat. If I don't poop myself before then, which is a possibility. Ate a big bowl of soup before I came out here. Shouldn't be eating that spicy soup right before my chat, but boy, I love it so much. And I made like a ton of it. I made like 10 gallons of this stuff. So, because I eat it like crazy for days. Love it. I can't stand making something like soup or chili, and then you get to have it for 1 or 2 days, and you're like, well, that was a lot of work for 1 or 2 days. So when I make it, I got this big roaster that fits like a 20-pound turkey that you roast it, and I make my soups in that great big giant roaster. So I end up with a lot of soup. Where was I? I think I got off topic, and then I don't know. Andrew Avila says, I want the Demco and the engraved 1911. Well, no one voted. Well, actually, they did. Some did because it was close on the engraved 1911. Could you explain why you don't like the 2011s? How are you preparing your turkey? Thank you. I bag cook my turkeys. So it's basically you slather them down with butter and salt, and you stick them in a big plastic bag in a roaster, and you stick them in the oven, and you don't look at them again until they're done. It's the easiest way. But as far as why I don't like 2011s, there's just way better options in 9mm that are double action, that are double stack 9mm guns that are double action, single action, not just single action. So I don't understand what the huge attraction is. I mean, I fell for it too. I bought 3 of the damn things. I sold one, but I still got 2. I don't know what the big attraction is to a single action only double stack 9mm, because that's what it is. Basically, that's what it is. Actually, that's all it is. It's nothing fancy. If it was in like 40 or even 45, I'd be a little more interested in them. But since most of them are 9mm, I think they're just the biggest scam ever pulled on people who think they're something special. Because when you boil it right down, I'd rather have Beretta any day of the week. Double stack 9mm, but it's double action, single action with a decocker. I'd much rather have that. So why would I spend this huge money, like $3,000, $4,000 and up on 2011s when a Beretta's a better gun? It took me a while to catch on, but once I did, I was like, God damn it, I can't believe they fooled me. But that's not fair though, because I've had some head injuries in my day, several of them, as a matter of fact. I even had a skull fracture real bad. Don't know if I ever told you all that. George Powell weighed in and says, I got about 300 of 357 in my SDR with no issues and actually handle it well. Did you win that from me or did you buy your own? I can never remember who won what. Much less painful than the 605, 6 rounds and real sights. Come on, man. Yeah, they're nice. The one of the reasons that was on my list today, the black nitride Diamondback SDR, but the downside to that is availability, because it's hard to find that gun around here. Now I know I can get them offline, but I'm someone who likes to shop from my gun shop, not gun store. I don't go to my firearms merchant and buy myself something at the gun store. I go to my dealer and I get something from the gun shop. And I like to buy from my own local gun shop. So it's got to be something that comes through the store. And that one's a hard one to find. I don't even know if it'd be easy to find. Like, I don't even know if Grab a Gun's got one. Let me go look and see. Does Grab a Gun well, I don't want to do that. That's wrong. I was starting to do the wrong thing there. Grab a Gun. I'm going to go look and see if they have an SDR in the black nitride. No, they don't. They don't got one either. They might not even be out on the shelves yet, but they got the glossy, the shiny, purdy one. They got the shiny, purdy one with the wooden grips. It's only $710. That's not a bad price at all for a carry gun. I will tell you what. Let's see, where was I? I've lost my place. Why is my mouse so hard to move all of a sudden? It's sticky. Did I get something sticky on my roller ball? Because it is not wanting to move. All right, here. Let's make sure we're still caught up there. Let's get over to this. I started over there with Andrew Avila. And then I got George Powell. Then Skidmark used his member chat to say, yo, biatches, how's it going? It's pretty good. It's going okay. My tummy is a little grumbly right now. But other than that, I can't complain too much. I ain't dead yet. I mean, day ain't over, but I ain't dead yet. Sean Bain says, I am only listening tonight. My back's hurting. Mine too right now, but probably not as bad as yours, or else I'd be laying down right now. Always, he said, back always hurts. Well, that's part of being old. Back always hurts. I don't remember when my back didn't hurt. What I was saying the other day, I was like, you know what I miss a lot about being younger? I don't miss the struggles and the hardships and the financial strain and all that stuff, but I do miss the waking up and not being sore. I miss not feeling like somebody beat me up just because I slept. That's something I miss. Zach said Joe Pearson won regular knife last night. And he reminded me that, yes, we did do a drawing last night, and Joe Pearson won. Skidmark gifted someone a membership. I don't know who it went to. Let's see. See if I can find it. Desert Prophet 83. He got a membership now. He's got a little icon after his name. If you notice, he's got my little TYMP logo after his name. Paul B says, "Hail Phil. Does Phil carry a knife? What kind? Phil don't carry a knife. Phil's not going to stab nobody. And Phil don't need to cut things open or open boxes or anything like that because Phil's got a beak. So he's got that for stuff like that. He's got a razor sharp beak. Octopuses have beaks, right? They do. I think so. Squid, I know, do. Do octopuses have beaks? But he does carry an AR-15 and a Beretta 92 and a Smith & Wesson, I think it's a 5.86, if I'm not mistaken. So he carries, and I'm sure he's probably got a knife too. I know he's got brass knuckles. Let's see. I know there's a picture. Hold on. Let's go see. Let's see. What's in? There's a picture of him I've got where he's got on brass knuckles. Let's see if it'll come up here. Oh, yeah, he does carry a knife. See right here, this picture, you can see that he carries a knife because, you know, he's got his AR-15 that he usually has, and he's got his Beretta he usually has, and he's got his Smith & Wesson. It might be a 6.86. But I think it's a 5.86. But he apparently carries a switchblade. It looks like that what might be a Godfather or something. And he's got his brass knuckles, and he's got himself a switchblade. So he does carry a knife. See, all you had to do was look through the Holy Scriptures of Phil, and you'd have seen that he carries a switchblade. Skidmark donated some funny money and said, "Yo to the Yank and my fellow Yankers. Salutations from Scotland. Haggis rules." Haggis is gross. Even Scottish people think no, haggis is gross. They just won't admit it. But it's gross. Even Willie knew it was gross. But that does us for the super chats today. For now, we'll see if we get any more as the night goes on, but that's it for now. So let's get over to the emails. Surprise, surprise, we got an email from a nominal snowman, and he asked, they say, where did it go? I just had it. When YouTube eventually bans you, what will you do? Sit in your easy chair and whisper songs about the Southland? Probably not. I'll probably get more involved in, I'll find like, you know, one of the local organizations and volunteer my time to do stuff for that. You know, like, what do you need me to do? Where you need me to go? I got to keep myself busy. I just won't be able to do like Toy Guns for Tots and any of that stuff anymore because I'll be working for free for someone. But that's one of the reasons I say this all the time. I'm like, we don't need these big paid organizations. We just need organized people, and the internet helps us do that. And we got enough people who are retired and actually care about stuff and would volunteer to do work. So, and I gotta, if I'm free, I gotta be able to do that. I mean, I do what I can. Anytime I'm asked to do something for one of the groups or go to like a hearing for a law or something like that, I do it. I mean, I show up. I've shown you the videos where I show up at stuff. Even if I got to drive hours to do it, I will do it. Lately, there hasn't been much of that going on, but still, I'll do it. But if I couldn't do YouTube anymore, I don't have kids to take care of. I don't want to go back to work. So I just do volunteer work for like one of the gun groups and stuff. We got another chat from Skidmark, more funny money. It says, UK government looks like it's going to allow a Chinese super embassy with no idea what their basement holds. And it is also above the power and internet cables to the financial district. The UK government is a joke. Yeah, who let this just, he would never do nothing wrong. It's China. These good old Chinese boys. They got our best interests at heart, right? What will I do? These chats are my only social interactions. Continuing, nominal snowman. Will I lose my ability to communicate, go feral, step on a Lego? Will mayonnaise ever be an instrument? it's an instrument of a lot of people's demise. I'll say that. But I guess you can find someone else's chat to go to. Start going to Never Enough Ammo's chats. You'll love those. It's full of all kinds of conspiracy weirdos and some racists. Not all of them, but you see where even Laura Loomer and some of the other right-wing podcasters are like, right now, the Republican Party's got a real Nazi problem. A lot of people in Trump's cabinet, fucking neo-Nazis. That's why you're seeing things like them. Oh, we're taking swastikas off the list of things that are offensive symbols. And we're deleting stuff quietly from government websites that reference the Holocaust. And because there's a lot of fucking Nazis that have infiltrated the government. A nominal snowman said thoughts on the 22 old style pistols, the Browning Buckmark, Smith & Wesson 22 Mark IV, Whitney Wolverine. I'd love to have. Well, that's a cool looking gun. That's been used in a lot of sci-fi movies because it's so cool. I'd like to have that one. We've got a Mark IV. Browning Buckmark. I like the Browning Buckmark. Smith & Wesson 22s, not so much. They're kind of big and flat. Kind of weird looking. He says, I have the Smith & Wesson 22. It's all right. I wish I got a 2245 instead. Yeah, I'd say it's better good. Suppresses well for a semi-auto, though. Guns up, silenced very quickly, though. Gums up, silencer, I think is what he meant, though. 100 rounds before it starts jamming up with with standard velocity. Yeah, I take that Whitney Wolverine. Nominal Snowman said, I think I could make it about 15 minutes in Never Enough Ammo's chat without being banned. This is the only gun chat I can go to without being banned. Well, a lot of chats don't ban you. I don't think Never Enough Ammo. Well, he's got a lot of people that are subs or moderators, and I don't think he pays much attention to who they ban. I'm sure there's lots of people banned he don't know are banned. We had that problem here, so I had to go through and get rid of a couple of subs or moderators and to go through and unban everybody because some people get power hungry. Jeff Patterson says, I bought the shirt so I will always have one to wear to the range and annoy the old ones sporting 9mm race guns they spend $3,000 or $4,000 on. Yes, I'm petty. Well, that's fine. Petty's nothing wrong with petty. I like being petty. Hell, everybody likes Tom Petty. Then we got an email here from Ghost Shadow. He's showing us his new kitty cat mittens. Let me show the picture here. First picture he sent that you couldn't even see their face. This one you can see his face and you can see his mittens. Real creative name there for the cat with the white paws. You could have called him Socks, I guess. But there he is, Orange Kitty. Oh, look at that face. He's like, I'm an indoor cat now, bitches. He said, I got it made. I think that's it for the emails, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. So let me go over, make sure we're caught up still over here, and then we will get to the live chat. Yep, we're still caught up on everything over here. And let's get over here and see how far up I can go here before I lose my... That Zorhan Trump meeting was wild. LOL. They're BFFs now. I didn't see that. That's the guy who the Zohan or whatever his name is. That's the guy who's the mayor of New York City, right? I did not watch that. Yes, you did 2 knife drawings last night. Okay. I thought last year you put a hold on pets and vets and put it all towards TFT. Well, we did at one point. We had to because we were not doing well. Same thing looks like it's going to have to happen this year too. It wouldn't let me use the name without the dash. Well, why would it not do that? That don't make sense. So does $368 to vet for a rescue cat count as fill tithes? Yes. Anytime you rescue an animal, that counts as fill tithes. So yes, that definitely does. Django and Turnip both went to the vet. That cost me $800. Django, they didn't cut Turnip's nails because it took them two veterinarians, 3 nurses, and my son holding Django with a muzzle on him for him to be able to trim his nails. He does not like his feet touched. So then they were like, we don't even want to try with the other one. So Turnip didn't get his nails cut. I'm going to have to do it. But Django, he does not like his feet touched. They did him first because they thought he'd be the easy one. And if I'd been there, I'd be like, no, do Turnip first. Turnip is a baby doll. Django is going to try to kill you. And he did. He tried to kill him. They had to put a muzzle on him and had 6 people holding him and all this. It was just, 5 people holding him or 4 people holding him, 1 person holding each foot or holding his foot and another person cutting his nails. So. Wasn't it decided that the Yankee Marshal should not play with knives anymore? I don't generally play with the knives. I end up cutting myself. Someone paid to spay and declaw her, then abandoned her. She's going to be an indoor cat that gets spoiled. Well, see, that she deserves to be spoiled. She got abandoned. All I know is you can't have a Colt Viper because I have one. And if you get one, that means I can't keep holding it over your head. Oh, I still want one. I just haven't got one. I was hoping they'd make it like a little snubby version of it, like a 2-inch version of it. Wouldn't that be nice? I would like to see that. Okay, I want something from the back wall, 3rd row down. You can't get nothing from the back wall, 3rd row down. Which wall, too? There's this wall and that wall. You're looking into the corner. That's the back wall. Well, no, actually, that's the back wall because the door's right there. Door's here. That's the back wall. That's the right-hand wall. This is the left-hand wall. So the back wall would be this one, 3rd row down. That would be either one of my Colt 1911s or one of my high powers, probably. Well, there's also a SIG 1911. That one I'd be almost willing to let you have that, but it's my son. He likes to shoot that one. And then there's the Bull Armory 9mm one, but that is my son's. So, well, it's not. It's mine, but I gave it to him pretty much. He likes shooting it. Because he likes 9mm and 45. He's really a disgrace. But Michael Rojana said, came across an HKU SPC in 357 SIG at LGS, which is his local gun shop. I carry an HK 2000 SK in 357 SIG. Is USP a better carry than P2000 SK or strictly purchased for 357 SIG collection? Well, I would get it for my collection. And it is a bigger gun, so it's better in that way. Because bigger guns are better, easier to control, better grip, all that stuff. But I think I like the SK better. The P2000 SK would be my choice between the two as a carry gun. I had one until I gave it away. Who won that? I don't remember who won that. So I've given away so many guns, I don't remember who won what now. Get a Toro 605 Toro. I kind of want one of the Toros around 350, and you can mount a red dot optic on it if you want. I kind of want one of the Toros. Why can't I give a gift subscription but not send a super chat? I said it's because you're one of them furners. I don't think YouTube likes furners. Kind of screwy. The 605 is stainless. Bare stainless is $50 more than stainless with a black finish applied. Yeah, I know that doesn't make sense when a gun is already stainless and then they charge you more to not spray coat it. You think it'd be more to spray coat it, but no, well, we're not going to spray coat this. So we gotta, I don't know, maybe it's because they got to put more effort into the finish. They got to make it a little nicer since it's not going to be coated. I don't know. The dash is the result of the new retarded YouTube measures. Measures for what? What are they measuring for? I don't understand. Oh, I don't think I ever switched to live chat. I'm on top chat. Hold on. Where was it? Oof. Now I can't go all the way up. God damn it. Marjorie Taylor Greene is resigning from Congress effective January 5th. Well, she sealed her fate, challenging Trump and calling out because, all those pedophiles she's going after, it's not just politicians, it's their big $1 billion donors. You think she's going to get elected again trying to expose the billionaires? Go Shadow said, my wallet is hurting. Well, where have you got it stuck? The liberals have a real Nazi problem. They accuse everyone that doesn't agree with them of being a Nazi. Yeah, but you can't use that as an excuse to cover for your actual Nazi problem. I do believe that the left in some way has contributed to Nazis feeling more free to do whatever they want because everybody yells Nazi all the time nowadays. And they're like, nobody's offended by it anymore. So we can let people know we're Nazis. But you can't use that as an excuse for you to excuse away your Nazi problem in your own group. It's there. It's bad. Even the far right wingers are noticing it now. Marjorie Taylor Greene noticed it. What's her name? Laura Loomer noticed it. That other one that called out Tucker Carlson for the Nick Fuentes thing. They're like, this being okay with neo-Nazis in the Republican Party is going to destroy us. So normalizing them. And there are several of them in Donald Trump's cabinet. Hell, I'm sure Stephen Miller's he's a white supremacist. So, look at him. So no, it's not a problem. The left is not the problem when it comes to Nazis. Yeah, they shouldn't call everybody Nazis they disagree with, but the actual Nazis are in the Republican Party. Florida legislatures are extending the state's HALO law to arrest anyone who stands within 25 feet of ICE agents during a lawful arrest. Just more control. Ghost Shadow said, cat is female. Like it matters. It's a cat. Can you even tell? Yeah, that Mr. F.N. Buttlicker was on a major power trip. I contacted him and rubbed it in his face that he got stripped of his mod status. That's mean. What about avoiding animals on the road? Is that a fill tithe? No, that's just being decent. You don't get credit for not being a disgusting person. Oregon Public Broadcasting has a video of an interracial goose couple. The male is a feral white goose and the female is Canadian. I just can't be okay with that. I'm okay with the white-black thing, but Canadian thing, no. Not okay. I don't think we should allow interracial marriage with Canadians. Or international marriage. I guess that was what that would be. I can't abide by anybody marrying a Canadian. And next thing you know, they're going to be, if you let people marry Canadians, next thing you know, they're going to want to marry Scottish people. And I use the word people loosely. Because Scottish, we'll just say the Scottish. And we can't have that. Marrying Canadians is a slippery slope. I knew two different guys named Ray Price who were not related to each other. I didn't know that was a common name, but maybe so. I think I missed a lot of chats by switching over to live chat. I think I end up getting a lot of chats, getting a lot of the chats deleted that I don't get to see now. And then I'm out of questions. But make sure I didn't get any more super chats. I didn't. Make sure I didn't get any more emails. It doesn't look like I did. In Lake Tahoe, a black bear attacked an elderly couple after it smelled food cooking in their home. They should have just given the bear their food. Yeah, you don't fight the bear for your food. No matter what it is, I don't care. I don't want to hear the specifics of whether you're in the right or wrong or not. If the question is, should I fight that bear? The answer is always no. No, you should not fight the bear. Even if it's a trained bear, don't fight the bear because you ain't going to win and you're going to look stupid. It's kind of like Nate Bargatze does a routine on people fighting an orangutan. It's used, of course, he calls it orangutan. And he says, you used to be able to go fair and fight an orangutan. And he said, that was before the internet, so people were actually willing to do it because, you're like, how strong can an orangutan be? Turns out they can be very strong. You wouldn't think so, the skinny arms and stuff, but he does a whole routine about that. And the same thing with a bear. Don't fight bears. Just give a bear what he wants. If a bear wants something, let him have it. Paul Bidenbach sent a picture of his diabetic cat. Did you let him get too fat, or did you just get where's Caden going? That sounds like the Camaro. He might be driving the Camaro to make sure we fixed the. I told you we got everything fixed, got the fuel injector replaced, but it was still showing a vacuum leak. So I told him go through it last night. I said go through it and see if we got more of the vape juice. I said, not vape juice, smoke juice for the smoke thing that you put through the vac system and see if there's any leaks anywhere. I was like, just go do that again because you might have missed a hose. And what did he do? He missed a hose right on the back of the main sensor. That didn't get plugged in. So smoke came pouring out and we found it and hooked it back up. So now he's driving it to make sure it's fixed. Both the right and the left tolerate their extremist supporters because they need all the votes they can get. Yes, they do. But I would say only one side has Nazis, though. The other side has communists. The left has communists on their far extreme, which are bad, but not as bad as Nazis. Nazis are, it's kind of hard to get worse than Nazi on the scale. I called one of them a communist one time, thinking it was an insult because he said something. He had implied something from something on my hat, and I said, "It's a fucking animal rescue pin. It's not a badge. What if I assumed you were a fucking Nazi or a fucking communist because you got a red star on your shirt?" And he goes, "I am a communist," and I was like, "Oh, well, that's bad." So I didn't know what to say really, but because I've never seen people say I'm a communist and be proud of it before. I'm like, well, that's my generation. We don't think that's something to be proud of. There's a new hiya Yankee. There's a new popular activity in Germany called hobby dodging, where people walk their imaginary dogs on a leash. I guess they scoop up invisible. I don't think that's true. I think people make shit up for the internet. That's what I really think. I don't think half this stupid stuff is real. I think it's just so people can have a post that will make people angry so that they can weigh in the comment section and talk about how stupid it is as they get, make money off of it. Let me see. I think that's got us all caught up. We're almost out of time anyway. I'm surprised I made it through. My tummy is not feeling good. But we're all caught up on the supers. Did I show the picture of the diabetic? Yeah, I did. It's up there still. Let me get rid of that. Boom. Let me make sure I got all the emails. I do. I got all the supers answered. I do. I don't think I missed anything, did it? Nope. Okay. And I got all that stuff over here answered. We do. So let's do the drawing. First, we'll do the drawing for the tiny knife. Let me see how many people there are. There's 1 entry, 2 entries, 3, 4, 5 entries. I'm not giving Skidmark any. I can't send nothing over there. So 5 entries. So let me do a number between 1 and 5. And the number is 1. So who was the first one over here? Andrew Avila. He won. So send me an email to shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com that says knife winner in the subject line. And then in the body, it tells me which one of the tiny knives you want and gives me your address. Over 100 million people have died under communist regimes. So I wouldn't say communists are inherently superior. Yeah, they're still not Nazis. They're not as bad as Nazis. Let's see here. Desert Prophet says, feel better. Oh, I'm not sick. I just ate some spicy soup before the chat, and I'm old. So that's all that is. I ain't sick right now. I'm not any sicker than I normally am right now. I'm probably dying from a brain tumor or something, but it's not affecting me right now. But that's the winner for the first knife. Now let's go over here and see if we got enough super chats tonight to do the regular knife drawing. That was Toy Guns for Tots. There's one for tonight. Was this Toy Guns for Tots or was this a super chat? Who's peeking in my door? That's Zyler. That's Toy Guns for Tots. That's Toy Guns for Tots. There's another one. That's Toy Guns for Tots. That's Toy Guns for Tots. There's one right there. There's another one. And another one. We got 6 tonight. So we didn't have enough for a regular knife drawing tonight, but that means we probably will tomorrow. So wait in tomorrow and we'll go give another knife away tomorrow night. But that's it for now. Thanks everybody for coming. I will see y'all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, wait, what's that? What were my choices for what I won? Oh, let me tell you. Cold Steel, Outdoorsman Light. I'm not going to take it out of the sheath because I already cut myself once tonight. The Raja 3, that's more of a standard pocket knife. The Canadian belt knife, that's that one with that weird little blade on it. Or the great big old granddaddy blade here, the Voyager, with this big serrated blade with the funky shape to it. So you get to choose one of those 3. So let me know which one you want. All right, everybody. Like I said, that's it for me today. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again. Please hit that like button and share this video on whatever social media you have. Since this is a restricted channel, you're the only chance we have to overcome YouTube's anti-2A bias and discrimination.